Welcome back to episode 4 of Let's Play and Lore. Now we left off the last place up here at the Agamond Mills, and we're about to do some Scourge cleanup before we leave this zone altogether. So let's get started on this. We found out some information last time about the Agamond Mills, and here's one of the family members now. This is Devlin. There we go, let's get some proof of his head. Scourge-based attacks. Oh, it looks like we're not the only one around here either. We have a warlock today. Meeting out in the wild. Interesting, a jewel already. Not quite the appropriate time of it, that was not planned. Let's take out some of these bone casters along the way. Very easy to overpull here, it seems. It's quite a dangerous enemy. There's no heirlooms. Or dangerous enemies, considering you can easily get overwhelmed, I think. So each of the prominent Agamond members seem to have come back as something different. The last one definitely took on a more bone-like appearance. This one a banshee. We got silenced. Lovely. Here we are. There's Nissa's remains. Now we need some more ribs. We need Gregor and Thurman to be tracked down next. Let's go up here. Now they may be dead, because I think we saw the warlock head up this way. So let's just kill some things as we go through. Now we don't need the bone casters though, we definitely need the soldiers still. Now we're coming to the conclusion of the Brill storyline, or the Tirisfal Glade storyline I should say. We do have some more Scarlet Crusade things, I think, to finish up on. And then we will be heading down into the Silver Pine Forest just here. And to deal with the Worgen threat that was teased to us quite a bit in the last quests. And we'll explore how that was a major reveal back in the day, because when the world got remade with Cataclysm, the Worgens were first made playable, and so a lot of their story had to be fleshed out at that point. Of course we had Worgens before, but their story needed far more detail and attention then. I actually love Silver Pine Forest as a questing zone. If I'm ever leveling a new character, it's actually one I still go back to. But then again, when we're leveling new characters, maybe it's just me, but I tend to forget the lore a little bit sometimes and just race through. So this will be a nice chance to really look back and see what we missed. Sorry, we've already took exactly what we needed from you. I think we're just going to run from here. Let's go down this way. And see if that's everything up at the Agamond Mills taken care of. We've put a lot of the family back to rest, but stopping the entire Scourge here is definitely going to take more than just one mage alone. But I think we made a difference. Almost there. Let's hand this in. back to Coleman Farthing. Our battles with the Scourge wage on. Do your part and throw those cursed, mindless undead back to the Plague Lands. Your efforts are appreciated. I will not thank you for doing what is necessary, but I will remember your name. Do you have the remains of the Agamans? Are those cursed beasts finally destroyed? Revenge has a sweet taste, don't you think? When you destroyed the Agamans, did you catch any hint of a free will within them? I hope so. I hope they knew fear before they were smashed into oblivion. It is a foolish hope, I know, but it is a hope I foster nonetheless. Honestly, there are a lot of these Forsaken have issues. I have destroyed the remains you've given me. That is, all remains except for these. Devlin Agamand was weak and sharp-tongued in life, and he was among the first to succumb to the plague. He existed as a slave to the Scourge for a long time, longer than most. As such, he may possess knowledge that would be of value to us. Bring his remains to Magistrate Severin and tell him what I've told you. He'll know what to do. Just when you think you're doing something positive, trying to end the Scourge impact on the area, stop them from hurting more people, and you told you're doing something cruel like that, that perhaps they could have been saved. Do the crimes in life transition over to the death? It's a cruel fate to wish on anyone, I guess. But this whole area is extremely morally grey. I have to sneak past these undead gnolls and get all the way back to Brill. It will be nice to catch up with the Magistrate Severin though, and see what he's been up to and empty our bags a little bit. But a new staff is more than welcomed and about time. It should provide us with a little more oomph to our spells. I feel like the Silver Pine Forest and onwards is a lot more action-packed. This is very slow. It's got a great creepy vibe, like I've said. The aesthetic is absolutely excellent, but the pacing is definitely less action all the time. In later zones, there's always something going on. Here we are, just come up on Brill now. Back to the familiar graveyard. To think, much later in the Let's Play as well, we will actually be coming back here a few times. For those who know, and those who don't are going to get a surprise when we do. This is a great crypt though. Just stop and appreciate it just for a moment. I wonder who's laid to rest there. We can actually go inside. Perhaps it will tell us. Nope. No, we can't go inside. I'd completely forgotten that that existed. Oh, there are still worgans creeping about the graveyard too. We didn't really clean them out then. Here we go. The Annihilate the Worgen quest. You think they've been right under our noses? I'll put my death guards on alert. This will not happen again. That's good, that's good. And a cloak for us for the first time. That's great news. Now, I believe this is for the riding training.
I am forsaken. What is it? Beware our enemies abound.
I already know a lot of these mounts. I'm not a huge mount collector, so I don't have like a crazy amount of mounts. But I did select some that would be, I think, appropriate for this kind of character. One flying and one ground mount. He definitely looks like someone who would be grumpy enough to ride a motorbike like this. Definitely. But if the sound gets annoying from the bike riding, understandably so, do say so in the comments and we can change up the mount to something more appropriate. Maybe go with one of the skeletal horses. But I'll see what you all say. The fetter of Scourge hangs about you, Jank. What is it you seek? Devlin Agamond, is that him you carry in your sack there? Ha! Yes, I know what Coleman wants to try, and I want to try it too. I hope you're prepared. I hope so too. While the frozen throne lies dormant, the grasp that the Lich King once held over the Scourge grows ever weaker. His grip on a weakling like Devlin Agamand would be weak enough that we can remove it entirely. Speak with Shadow Priestess Melia in the manor to the east side of town. She will assist you in the procedure. Uh-oh. They're not exactly freeing him for altruistic reasons. But if the others could be freed, then it's so cruel to think we just, I don't know, murder them essentially. Remove any hope of giving them the same freedom afforded to these Forsaken. Are you ready to begin the procedure? I will follow you then. We'll have to see how difficult this is. Does it take a tremendous amount of strength and will? Or is it a simple process of breaking those that have only a very tenuous grip with the Lich King? Oh, but calling out to his spirit, and there he was, when he was human. You people, what are you doing here? Why are you in my house? Mother, father, Thurman, where are you? Come help me. And my soul belongs to the Scourge. Die, you wretches. Oh. Poor Shadow of Agamond. Is this all that's left for him? I guess we go back and hand it in. It didn't really work. We called out to him, but I guess we couldn't sense that anything that was left. Ah, how unfortunate. Perhaps the Scourge's dominion over Devlin's mind remained too strong. Or perhaps our methods are simply not strong enough. It's also possible that Devlin was too simple-minded to comprehend what we were asking him. Possibly. You've done much for us here, Sparks, but men of your caliber are needed elsewhere. To the east lies the Bulwark, a fortified barricade against the ravages of the Plague Lands. The Bulwark protects us from Scourge invasions and has allowed us enough sanctity to build up our forces here in Tirisful Glades. Go speak with High Executor Darrington. He is an ally, and he will doubtless appreciate whatever aid you can give him. Being sent further to the east. Well, we can definitely mount up now, so let's use this. But the methods did seem quite weak. All they did was essentially call out to his consciousness to resist of his own will. Giving him that little nudge. Is that all they can do? Or is there any magic that could have been employed to make it simpler, I wonder? I guess it is more of a battle of wills. The power of the Lich King still creeping in, trying to control his mind. Interesting nonetheless. Now I know I've deviated from the quest we've just taken here. A thorn in our side is just down here. But let's deal with a little bit of the Scarlet Crusade for now. Then we can deal with the blockade in the east. And I think that's the whole zone pretty much complete. There is some more Scarlet Crusade up to the northeast area of the zone, but I'm unsure of how much we actually get done without going into the dungeon quests, which I have not decided if I should cover or not. I would like to, but I also feel like joining a group is not exactly, especially in Dungeon Finder, riveting gameplay. Perhaps we'll go do the quests a little later when we've leveled past them and it's very soloable. And we can just cover the quests of the zone, have a look through the dungeon, explore some things, see if there's any secrets that we've forgotten over the years. That could be fun. There's Captain Perrine. Okay, we just need some missionaries now. One around the other side of this building. Got some line of sight issues there. Here we are, we'll take out this cellar, and I see another last missionary down there we can take out quickly. There we go. I think we should actually probably head to Brill and let's hand in this quest nice and quickly and see if it does lead us to the northeast. There may be perhaps some quests leading up towards that area at least, explaining more about the Scarlet Crusade presence here. Now, once we get to the Eastern Plaguelands, we will be covering some more of the lore, and I'll prepare something, maybe a little bit of the history of the Scarlet Crusade and how they got bombed. It doesn't really explain it all that well. We're told that they're basically religious zealots who believe in the light that hate all undead, irregardless of whether they're forsaken now, freed from the Lich King's control or not. But undead means that you must be purged. But their origins and how they split from the other factions of the light, especially the Paladin orders, is very interesting. It sounds like we'll have a chance to keep our eyes out for this boss character. I don't expect any Forsaken to receive a reward if we capture her. I'm just worried she'll eventually turn against us. A well-founded worry, given her actions. Let's make our way to the bulwark in the east then, just before finishing up in Silver Pine. I think 4 episodes for this one zone was probably a little too long, but because it was an early starting zone, we haven't got much power on our character yet. Obviously having the mount now speeds us up tremendously. I feel like the other zones will go a little bit faster, although some of the larger zones will be covering more of the actual lore impact in the areas. Definitely, there's quite a few areas I've been making a list on where I would like to go. I guess do a little bit of scripting. This is all unscripted, but I will script some of it, especially like I said on the Scarlet Crusade when we go to the Eastern Kingdoms, have a look a little bit at their history, how it's being told in the zone. That sounds like a lot of fun. I love how they've got a sign calling it the Plague Lands, even though that was from the Lordaeron days, but I guess it's been replaced by the Forsaken just hung new signs and called it the Plague Lands this way. I don't think anyone would follow that. No one in their right mind anyway. Here we are. Now we've reached the Bulwark. Should grab that flight path while we're here. High Executor Darrington. Not much of a mage, are you? Well, you will be when I'm done with you. Though the strength of the Scarlet Crusade wanes, we are still at war. The report Executor Aaron sent me indicates the Scarlet Crusaders have been raiding from the ruined tower to the southeastern Tirisfal, near the Balnir farmstead, under the command of Captain Vakon. Kill 3 of his zealots and 4 of his friars. It should prove a devastating blow to the crusade. And Apothecary Divers. Have you seen the plagued bruins that wander the west here? Those hides, so hideous, so diseased, so perfect. Fetch me 5 of them. I've got an idea for an anti-scourge poison that's guaranteed to succeed. Plagued Bruin hides. So there is definitely some Scarlet Crusade quests leading us up here, just to finish this zone off. It is a plague bear though. That's the quest over with. I am very glad that I actually decided to do that off camera and speed that up a little bit. That took maybe 30 Bruin kills to get the 5 usable hides. But here we are, we've reached the Scarlet Crusade. And appears that someone else has been here before us. The familiar purple shadowy glow from death. Seems Lillian Boss is using the powers we don't quite understand in the area, those shadow powers. And she's taking it out on, she's taking all her vengeance out on the Scarlet Crusade right now. Let's see what this means for us. But since we're at war, we can definitely strike some blows into the heart of the Scarlet Crusade ourselves. Prove ourselves as a mage, since he thought we didn't really look like much of one. But we'll show him. Now we just need 3 more friars. There's one right here. Ah, more of Lillian Boss's handiwork leading inside, huh? And here again. Very unmistakable. Hopefully we get to find out a little bit more about what she's been doing here and why she's rampaging through lands, and this can happen, getting a little bit overwhelmed. We should be fine though. Ah, old whirlwind animations, just like the boss. inside one of the dungeons. I've quite forgotten his name right now, but I always remember him. I am going to take out the captain here, only in the very slight chance that he does drop us a quest. Since he's a captain, he might have some insight on what's really going on around here. Perhaps not, but always worth checking since we're here anyway. He did not, and perhaps we get sent back to deal with him afterwards. We will find out very shortly. But Lillian Boss definitely beat us to that, and has been rampaging through there. We should keep an eye out for that character. See what she's really up to. We do not want to be on the receiving end of that vengeance, just like the guard said to us. But we're almost back at the bulwark now. A troll is a member of the Argent Dawn. Very interesting. Your actions will slow down the Scarlet Crusade's advancement in Tirisfal quite a bit, hopefully for good, but other threats loom. Shortly before you arrived at the bulwark, I was approached by the most unusual young undead woman. She swore enmity against the Scarlet Crusade, so I sent her to work on our enemies to the north. You say you saw some dead crusaders earlier? Those were probably her work. Go check up on her, and see if she can use any assistance in her vendetta against the crusade. Though I wouldn't be surprised if she's already killed them all. Me neither at this point. Let's see what the apothecary. Dithers, you've done it again. These are perfect. Something isn't quite right here. It needs something to give it a little more zing. I've got it. The spiders to the north have a potent venom that'll do the trick. See if you can extract some from me. So that would be in Venom Web Vale up here. We can definitely do that. Take out some spiders. And also take care of what's happening with Lillian Boss. So, poor Lillian. A member of the Scarlet Crusade, or her father was a prominent member, raised as forsaken against her will, and then disowned by the father she thought was going to save her. All the teaching she must have once believed in just thrown to the wayside. But that kind of anger that she had made her quite powerful. Perhaps the Scarlet Crusade did not know what they were unleashing upon themselves. Once again, this quest though, just like the bear one, is probably a long. So, for brevity, I'm going to make a cut here, and I will see you once we've got the venom. And here we are. We've collected the venom, and we've found a camp that seems to have been a little overrun by Lillian. Lieutenant Sanders here. He looks still alive. You look over the ruins of the camp, you hear a whisper behind you. I could kill you right now if I wanted to. You'd better watch your step, undead. My name is Lillian Boss. Before I died, I was a member of the Scarlet Crusade. My father, High Priest Boss, raised me to be a weapon against the plagued. I studied stealth, sorcery, martial arts, anything to make myself stronger. I gave up my childhood for him. Then, as fate would have it, I died, and returned as this. My father instantly forgot me, and when I returned, ordered me executed. Come, we will speak with him now in the tower to the northwest. Bring her to her father. So, that's where she learned all the magic. The Scarlet Crusade trained her when she was young. Overall, I think Lillian's story is the best throughout the zone. I wish there was just a little bit more of it. But then it would have felt like her journey and not the start of ours, I suppose. So overall, I think this whole starting area was really good. It came off. It was truly enjoyable, the aesthetic fit. It made me uncomfortable morally, which is exactly what the Forsaken are meant to be. In this awkward place of life and death and not really having a place, it would make you uncomfortable. And here we are. Inside there's Captain Melrush. Her father. Let's see how this plays out. Her inevitable rejection. You raised me to be a killer. How am I doing, Daddy? Uh-oh. But wait, I remember now. You taught me to only kill the undead. So do you want to kill me? Then again, why kill myself when I can kill you instead? Well, looks like we'll have to do the job for her. Now let's try and get out of here with minimal destruction of us. We appear to still be in combat. But overall, I think Boss is a truly compelling character. Great story. Embodies all that the Forsaken are. I can't wait to see more of her as we go through. She's definitely not underutilized either. We do see her quite a few times, which is excellent. But she never becomes overused, I feel. Now we just need to make it back to the bulwark. I believe once we hand in these quests, this is it. And then the next episode we will be starting in Silver Pine Forest, which I am really excited about. So much Worgen lore to explore. The origins of their curse as well. I have quite a lot of theories on the Worgen, especially how it relates to Elune, the balance, the dream, where the curse originally comes from. Perhaps we'll cover some of the big speculation as well in the future videos that's coming up. I would have eventually got to making a full video on the Worgen and my speculation on how it fits into the greater story, and I still will, but we can definitely cover some of it. Making it its own video means I need to actually correlate all my thoughts into one singular place, which takes some time to do sometimes, especially with something as broad as the lore on Worgens and the curse. It got far more complicated when there's some of it even on the other planets like Drano. The actual Worgen curse is quite cosmic. Here we are then, Apothecary Dithers. Do you have some venom from the vicious nightweb spider yet? It's only the final component I need to test my experiment. This venom will do perfectly. Everything else has been added to my concoction and boiled down. Thank you, mage. Uh-oh. Now that's what I call oomph. I wish all our potions did this. Maybe not. Maybe not all of them. Or maybe you should warn us in advance next time.
What is it?
From birth to grave to undeath, we all have our own path to follow. Some are easier than others. It sounds like this boss girl has had a rough path so far. Hopefully, she ultimately chooses to join us and follow the Dark Lady. With power like hers, we could do incredible things. By the way, excellent work out there. If you're ever ready and willing, I may have some more work for you in the Plaguelands. Well,
Trust no one.
to bigger and better things, speak with Timothy Cunningham at the Bulwark. There isn't much glory for you here on the Bulwark. You've done enough already. There may, however, be further adventures waiting in the Silver Pine Forest. That is exactly my thoughts. You read my mind. Here we are. Both quests will send us here. I believe the bat handler will take us there directly. That's perfect. I'll take the flight to Brill. A nice quick way back. Overall, I rate this zone very high. There's a lot of lore here, but not a lot you explore initially, but the setting up the foundations going forward is excellent. There's going to be a lot of times where we come back to this place to rediscover bits we missed or further improve the story, like with Lillian Boss's character. Very, very well set up, especially when we enter the monastery and we do the dungeon quest there later on. There'll be some more revelations from this zone. But other than that, I will see you in the next episode as we begin the very exciting Silver Pine Forest and all the exploration there. And don't forget to come back anytime.